Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
There's no vindication for me because for 4 years I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Let's talk about one of the most jaw-dropping stories shaking up Hollywood right now. A new viral video has surfaced showing Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, and Diddy partying like never before. But this isn't just any nostalgic look back at the glitz and glamour. Oh no, this is the kind of footage that makes you wonder what really went down behind those velvet ropes. What secrets have been hiding in plain sight all these years?
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
Now, we've always known Diddy could throw a party, right? His white parties in the Hamptons were legendary, with the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé all gracing the guest list. These events weren't just parties, they were the epicenter of celebrity culture at the time, a glittering display of power, wealth, and influence. But as recent leaks and resurfaced footage suggest, there's a whole lot more to these soirees than meets the eye. And it seems the world is only now starting to get a glimpse of what might have been happening once the camera stopped rolling.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean.
So let's rewind for a second. Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé have all been in the spotlight for years, their careers absolutely dominating the music and entertainment industries. But while we were busy watching them rise to fame, were they also involved in something far darker? That's the big question fans are asking after recent recordings and viral clips from these famous white parties started circulating. What's being uncovered paints a picture of events that were not just about champagne and designer outfits. Instead, these parties have been linked to some of the most shocking allegations to hit Hollywood in years.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail.
First up, Jennifer Lopez. Now, she's often seen as the innocent one in these stories, right? The hardworking girl next door who made it big. But let's not forget, during the height of Diddy's white parties, she was right there by his side, often seen attending these events. She wasn't just a passive guest, no. J-Lo was deeply embedded in Diddy's world. And with that, people are starting to wonder just how much she knew about what was happening behind the scenes.
The evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named for.
Remember, Jennifer Lopez and Diddy were an it couple in the late 90s and early 2000s, the power couple everyone was obsessed with. So it's no surprise that she was a regular at his parties. But now, with footage resurfacing, fans are questioning whether her role was more than just a girlfriend having a good time. Could she have been more involved in what's being described as Diddy's darker side? These viral clips certainly suggest that Lopez was in deep, and it's not a good look for her. And then there's Jay-Z's connection to Diddy runs long and deep. These two have been friends and collaborators for years, but what's recently come to light is putting Jay in a very uncomfortable position. Leaked footage and eyewitness accounts are pointing to Jay-Z being more than just an innocent and bystander at these white parties. In fact, he was a key figure, often seen partying alongside Diddy, and from the looks of it, might have had a front row seat to some of the more questionable activities that allegedly took place at these gatherings.
After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right?
There are even rumors swirling that Jay-Z wasn't just attending these parties, he might have been an active participant in the culture Diddy cultivated at them. And if these allegations are true, that's bad news for Jay-Z, whose reputation has always been that of a business mogul who made it to the top with his own hard work and genius. But now people are starting to ask, how much did Jay-Z know about the activities going on at these parties? Did he help keep the whole operation under wraps?
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold austere facility.
Speaking of keeping things under wraps, let's not forget Beyonce. Queen Bee herself has remained pretty quiet on this entire matter, but how long can she stay silent? Her close ties to Jay-Z mean that wherever he was, she wasn't far behind. And while there's been no direct evidence linking Beyonce to anything shady, some are even wondering whether she knew about the darker side of these events and chose to look the other way. What's adding fuel to the fire is the recent leak of some private recordings that have intensified scrutiny on Diddy's entire inner circle. These recordings allegedly capture conversations between Diddy and some of his high-profile guests, and let's just say, they're not conversations you'd expect at a standard Hollywood party. According to those who've heard the tapes, they reveal a side of these events that's deeply unsettling, one filled with manipulation, coercion, and power games.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact,
And that's not all. Some of the footage that's gone viral recently shows the after-party atmosphere at these white events. This is where things start to get a little murky. Imagine this, Diddy decked out in his all-white ensemble, champagne in hand, casually telling the crowd that the kids need to leave. Sounds innocent, right? Well, not so much anymore. People are now interpreting that moment in a whole new light, especially after hearing rumors about what went down once the younger guests had been shown the door.
The girls, look at this. Matter of fact, while the girls come, hey yo, no, check this out, no homo, come here, man. Hey yo, Kevin, come here, no homo, we're gonna have a contest. You know we're gonna have a contest, we're gonna get our breath first, because your breath be stinking sometimes. And we're gonna go back and forth.
These weren't just lavish get-togethers. Some partygoers have started coming forward, hinting that once the main event ended, a much more exclusive and secretive party started. The viral video footage of Diddy, Lopez, Jay-Z, and others has people wondering if they knew exactly what was going on once the cameras were turned off and the real party began. According to some insiders, the atmosphere was anything but innocent, and the power dynamics at play were far more complex than anyone ever imagined.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
One of the things that makes all of this even more troubling is that these white parties were not just social gatherings, they were displays of power. Getting an invite wasn't just a fun perk of being famous, it was a sign that you were part of Diddy's exclusive inner circle. But now people are looking back and wondering whether being part of that circle came with a price. Were celebrities like Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, and Beyonce complicit in covering up the more troubling aspects of these events? Or were they completely in the dark, unaware of what was happening right under their noses?
Replete with very, very serious and salacious allegations, including allegations that Combs had cameras throughout his home.
So the most damning rumors surrounding these parties are the claims that they weren't just glamorous affairs. Allegedly, they were much more controlled and orchestrated than anyone knew. There are reports suggesting that Diddy's inner circle, including high-profile celebrities, helped keep certain activities at these events hidden. Whether they knew the full extent of what was going on is still up for debate, but one thing is for sure, these parties weren't sure.
Rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The allegations don't stop there. It's been said that after certain guests left, only a select few were invited to stay behind for a much more private gathering. So this is where things supposedly took a more sinister turn. Some of the leaked recordings suggest that these after-parties involved manipulation, with guests being pressured into participating in things they weren't comfortable with. And with Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, and Beyonce all being regulars at these events, people are starting to wonder how much they knew and whether they chose to ignore what was happening.
Controlled every aspect of her life. He is accused of frequently beating her and would hide her in hotel rooms for days until the bruising and signs of abuse were gone.
But perhaps the most shocking part of this story is how these revelations are affecting the personal lives of these stars. Jennifer Lopez, in particular, is facing increased scrutiny. Her relationship with Diddy was highly publicized, and while it ended in 2001, the resurfacing of these allegations has put her right back in the spotlight. Fans are now reevaluating her past with Diddy, wondering if she was aware of the more unsavory aspects of his parties. Could her proximity to Diddy during this time have impacted her reputation?
Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez, probably one of the most glamorous couples just in history.
As for Jay-Z, his long-standing friendship with Diddy's come under fire, with rumors swirling that he might have been more involved in the behind-the-scenes activities at these parties than anyone ever suspected. The leaked footage and recordings don't directly incriminate him, but they do paint a picture of someone who is very much in Diddy's world. And given Jay-Z's rise to power in the industry, some are now questioning whether his association with Diddy helped him climb the ladder in ways that weren't entirely clean.
Celebrity couple, we were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah.
And then there's Beyonce, who has so far managed to avoid direct involvement in these allegations. But even Queen Bee isn't immune to the rumors,